literally the exact same thing that we just got done working on, but this one's older, so it might be a little different. Let's see here. Same story, doesn't want to start. No gas in the tank. Fuel lines are literally rotted off, which explains why there's no gas in the tank. Put my detective hat on for that one. Wow. Filter's a little oily, but that's not horrible. The primer bulb on this one though is also broken. We're going to get a new one. Take these two screws off. The top one has this washer on it to kind of help the swivel. And the bottom one's just normal. The indents on this also face towards the motor. It's pretty important, otherwise it won't go back on right. And the carb though is the old style, which is kind of probably better because it has two adjustments. It does, however, have that stopping plastic pieces on there, which Rotor's gonna take off. But it has a different type of throttle too. It has the one with the set screw. So let's do this. Let's take off the first cruddy fuel line. Of course, no one was doing yard work until I decided to open my garage door. Oh yeah, that fuel line literally just came like rotted off. Try this one, see if it's any better. I'm going to take the set screw. It shouldn't really matter. You shouldn't really have to worry about where to put it. It does look like it has a little bit of a witness mark, but just put it in there and it should always return back to idle no matter what anyway. I'm sure there's no pressure. There's no pressure, that's right, the fuel lines will ride off. Okay. It's a Zama carb. I think the other one was a Walboro. I prefer a Walboro, that's just my own personal opinion. Disgusting fuel line. Okay, so I'm going to take the fuel lines, same exact thing, just put them back the way you found them. Make sure the inner diameter is able to fit over the end of the carb. This is actually a bigger one, so that's good. And this one is a little smaller though. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and also remember on this one, fuel goes directly to the carburetor, and then the pump goes on the return. The pump actually just returns the fuel. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take you over to the carb station. We're going to get this carb started, and I will be right back. So one of the things I do want to bring up is this is the pump. It says in and out. So in is going to be the return from the carb, like I mentioned before, and out is going to go to the tank. To take it off, there's these little clips on the back. You simply just, well, it's probably not going to be simple because it's been on there for a while, but let's see. There we go. It just comes right out. Take this nasty fuel line out of the way. I like to keep those just for sizing purposes. So it doesn't. Let's see. How you can tell is if you cover your finger on one of them and you press it. If it doesn't, if it has a hard time, it means that's the out. I mean that's the in. Looks like the small one's the in. Line up the little clips. This one's a little bit smaller, but it should be fine. as long as it mounts correctly. Come on. That makes it easier to take it out. Usually it just snaps into place. This one's getting an interesting time. Let's flip it around. There we go. Perfect. Pump it in. Okay. Let's see. More fueling, just rotting off. So, what that was like this little pin that you put on to kind of seal it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off, get it out of the tank, and put the new lines on. Okay, hopefully the noise isn't too much. Everyone and grandma decided to go outside today. Okay, so now we're going to take off the side. This is the curved edge one. Those are a little different. I mean, not much. It's the same basic idea, but the diaphragm's different. Yeah. Same old, same old. So we're going to take out the center screw, hold down the needle, or the, yeah, I guess it would be the needle. There's grandma. Okay. That's pretty good. I also took the liberty of removing that, those annoying little stops. They're like these things. You just pry them off. Now, I had a little screwdriver. Where did I put my little screwdriver? I'll use this one. So this is the low screw right here. Low is half, 1, a little over 1. We're also going to look at the screws to make sure they're not different, or they are different. Because if they're not, that doesn't really matter which one you put in which hole. So that's the low. High, half, 1, 1.5. So I'm going to probably do 1 1/4 on a low and 1 and a little over 1.5 on the other one. I like to run it a little rich to start off with and tune it later, because it will start rich, but it won't start lean. Okay, so these needles are different. The fine tip is the low. This I'm not expecting there to be a lot of issues with, but still want to take it out. Get it nice and clean. As much as I don't like this type of machine, it was the very first one that I learned how to work on engines on. So there's that. Yeah, just dirty. That'll go in there. an area to pry up on. Sometimes a razor blade is a benefit, sometimes it's a hindrance. This one looks to be pretty good though. Oh yeah, that's clean. But we're still going to put it in there. Okay, well, ultrasonic cleaner is warming up. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. It's not horrible. I think majority of the problem with this. Well, let's look at this. Oh yeah, that's like rock. So the problem with this machine is the fuel lines are trash, and this is trash. This is fine. This is a plastic. We're going to clean it, but it should be fine. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in a cleaner, put the new fuel lines on, and bring you guys back. We'll reassemble. Okay, so I found new gasket sets. So we're going to try to use as much of it as possible. It didn't have the right gasket for the other side, however, but it had the right flaps. So we're going to put that on. It's a big needle for this type of thing. There we are. And we take the little screw. Probably didn't see any of that. There we are. Needle goes up, needle goes down. Perfect. Got a new gasket for this side though. New diaphragm for this side. Line that up as best as you can. There we go. I think I hear a garage puppy in the house. Okay. So next thing is important. This is the little flappers. You have to put on. Granted, it's impossible to see because it's clear. There we go. You have to put it on first. And then the gasket. And then the back. This is the hard part. To hold that down at the same time. You know what, we're going to put it on this. Same thing, just but reversed. There we go. There we go. This is the high screw. And all the way in. Okay, then we have half, one and a half, and a little more. Blow it off. Make sure it's good. There we go. I need to clean the post on this a little more too. And the fuel inlet, or I guess it's the return. Okay, so now we have half, one, and a little more. Okay, I'll go ahead and put this on, bring it back once I'm ready to start it. So it's on, fuel line primed. You see how the primer's nice and full. This is the return. The return goes in to the top. Fuel goes back to the tank. The tank then returns fuel into the carb every time you prime it. This is full. This is half choke. This is choke. So let's start at half choke. I'm going to hold down the throttle and let's see what happens. It might be a little smoky because I could tell there's a little oil buildup going on in there, but turn on, give it a yank. So the real test of it is going to be, will it run good with the filter on there? Because you can't adjust this carb without the cover off. Yet again, one of those brilliant ideas. You just know the pitch meeting was, hey, we should make this easy to work on. And the person that said it was then instantly fired. But there's no leaking. And then we have one more. The oil and grime on the end of it gives it special type of age and patina. Okay, on. Let's just try it with, no choke. Let's see if I don't even have to pull the throttle. Actually runs pretty good for what it is. Yeah, well, I think that's going to be pretty much it. I'm going to look at the plug, which is actually on the bottom of these, and clean it out, replace it if need be, and then let the owner know they are ready. If you have any questions, definitely comment below, and definitely subscribe, and I will see everyone later. Bye.